Hello, if you are returning to my channel, it's good to have you back. If you are new, I am Jodine Sher of Lifeology. I do everything self-awareness. It is so important to me to help people understand that know thyself is the greatest gift that you can give yourself, and then to align it with the perfect timing of what is happening in the universe, in the cosmos, through numerology, through the tools that we were given as human beings to navigate this journey. I do not believe that we were meant to fumble through life. I believe that we have a blueprint, and I work with that blueprint. And it's very important for me to support you in taking your numerology and your astrology and turning it into a blueprint that helps you navigate your way through life. So if you would like more information, please reach out to me on how I do it. One of the very exciting things that I have, which is open for you to join at any time, is the Radical Self-Awareness Group. It is run through WhatsApp, and it interconnects you the whole time with what's happening. You have your personality blueprint, which comes from your astrological profile. You have your numerology profile, which is personalized. And then I also work through 12 core soft skills. I've been doing this for so many years, coming up like nearly 3 decades of doing this work. And through that, I've discovered the core soft skills that we all need as human beings, and I really help you personalize it. There's courses running all the time and workshops running all the time. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Otherwise, reach out to me. I always have the opportunity, and I'm going to put the link below for a personal 30-minute chat for you to understand exactly what I do and how I help you. With that being said, we got through March. March was really intense. If you haven't watched the mid-March planetary pulse, just go and take a look. Just so that maybe if you didn't realize how intense the energy was, you give yourself a little bit of a break so that you know if there was a lot of intensity, why it was that way. But we've had our big planetary shifts, and April is a little bit calmer for us now. So I want to take you through April, remembering that retrogrades are really important, and that's what I want to start with, is that even though Neptune is now in Aries, we have a retrograde coming up in a couple of months. So please pay a lot of attention to where Aries is in your personality profile, in your blueprint, and what Aries means to you. It's so important to me that I remind you that you are not one zodiac sign. You are all 12. That means that Aries is influencing you at the moment. And Neptune, which is the planet that is asking you to reimagine what you believe, what you've been focusing on as your truth, and how you bring the best version of your truth into your reality. Life's going to change over the next 15 years, and one of the big changes that's going to happen is this common belief that we are all told to have. For example, the 5 a.m. club works better, or vision boards are the way to go. All of those kind of aspects, what we're going to start to realize is, hang on one second, it doesn't work for everyone. And then you get to choose over the next couple of years what works best for you. But that has to happen in conjunction with you understanding who you are. So that's how we're stepping into March. And the retrograde is so important because it's going to return. Neptune's going to return to Pisces, which has that dreamy kind of energy where we are putting our vision ahead of ourselves, instead of Aries, which is saying there's immediate action to be taken. Mercury went retrograde in March, on the 15th of March in Aries. Then it returned to Pisces, and it goes direct in Pisces on the 7th of April. So this movement back and forwards is what I'm going to chat about. And then Mercury is going to return to Aries again on the 16th of April. So there's a lot of movement at the moment, not only Mercury, quite a few energies that are moving backwards and forwards between Aries and Pisces at the moment. But let's stay on Mercury. And why Mercury is so important in your world of self-awareness is because Mercury is known as the planet of communication. And when Mercury is in retrograde, people are so focused on watch what breaks, don't sign contracts, However, this is the perfect time for you to focus on what you think about, where your mind consistently goes, and what you're thinking. Is it blocking any kind of communication? Is it blocking your ability to tell your truth? Where are you overthinking? So, Pisces gives you the opportunity to see where your thoughts are stuck. And then from where your thoughts are stuck, Aries asks you to change and shift things within your communication. And that is going to take a shift and a bravery within your communication. And most people don't know their communication style. So if you understand the zodiac sign, because remember, you're all 12, which zodiac sign is governing Mercury in your birth chart, then you will understand how you communicate most confidently and what happens in your low esteem when you know you should be communicating, or when those thoughts are overriding you and you can't turn them into action, because that's what Mercury is going to be showing you in this month. We have the full moon in Libra on the 12th of April. A Libra full moon is always so beautiful in the way that I work with the energy, because it is giving you the opportunity to put a spotlight on your relationship with yourself. A lot of times when Libra is spoken about as this Libran energy in the moon, it's talking about relationships with other people. The way that I work, and that I really want you to work, is that if you understand that your healthiest relationship is with yourself, then you are able to navigate all other relationships with so much more awareness and consciousness. So, over this full moon time, really put the spotlight on your relationship with you. In the Radical Self Awareness group, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And the next layer is for you to understand where Libra was at the time of your birth. And if you understand that, again, you will have a layer of understanding how your relationship with yourself works, and then how your relationships with other people work. But it's so important for you to know that the healthier your relationship is with you, the healthier your relationship will be with others. On the same day, the 12th of April, Venus is going to go direct in Pisces. And Venus went retrograde in Aries on the 1st of March, and then it returned to Pisces on the 27th of March. Venus is about your relationships, and it's about the way that you show kindness and care to yourself and to everybody else in the world. Once again, when you use these astrological movements as self-awareness, then what you learn is that if I am kind to myself, if I am caring and compassionate to myself, if I make sure that my cup is full first, then I have the capacity to have enough energy to give to others. But also, Venus helps you figure out the boundaries that you need so that you are not taken advantage of when you are trying to be this kind, caring human being in the world. And Venus can also show you where your energy and where your efforts are most used, are this is the best place for you to give of yourself. And it can also show what you do in low esteem. So with this movement now of Venus going direct in Pisces again, what it's giving you the opportunity to do is it's giving you the opportunity to say, to ask yourself, where am I escaping from some of the truth that I need to tell myself? And where am I more stuck in a dreamy reality of what love should look like, or what self-care should look like, or especially how other people should be treating me and how I should be feeling when I am giving and serving to others, because Pisces can be really giving and serving, and sometimes there can be a lot of being taken advantage of, or the wool pulled over your eyes. And we want to sit in this realization before Venus moves into Aries, which is literally on the last day of April, the 30th of April. so that you can have more of an assertive approach. This is where it's so helpful for you to know how to navigate your relationship with yourself and how to read into your personality, especially if you are feeling some of these things when I'm speaking about what Venus might be asking you to do and realize about yourself. Mars is one of those planets that moves really fast, like every 1.5 months. The further out a planet is, the more it influences the collective. So, Mars is a really personal planet and it impacts your passion and your drive, the way that you take who you are and what you want to achieve and how you want to put it into the world, how enthusiastic you are. How am I supposed to show up passionate, committed, determined? And then on the other side of it, what frustrates me, what's holding me back, how am I not being able to fuel myself for what I most want to bring into my reality. And it's moving into Leo on the 18th. Leo is an archetype, is known as the performer, and it's the way that you want to take center stage and show off who you are and what you have. So you should be feeling this real determination. If you haven't been doing something and you've wanted to do it for a long time, there might be a feeling of frustration, like, how do I take center stage in this? Once again, if you know which zodiac sign is governing your Mars, it will give you a clear indication as to what you do when you're confident and where you go when you are in low esteem. But this Mars energy is going to bring up the places where you wish you had done what you needed to do to be center stage, to take your passion, to turn it into reality, to lead with any vision that you have for yourself and to create it into something. If you've worked on it, and it's a beautiful time for it to come to fruition and really run with something that comes up. If you haven't worked with it, it's a time to be really compassionate with yourself, because Mars can be fiery and bring up a fortune of frustration and irritation and all those kind of things. And it's not what you're trying to do. A key to self-awareness is to know that if you are unkind to yourself, you are perpetuating all of the unkindness that was done in the past that may have initially triggered the low esteem. But then what are you doing to make sure that you do not continue it with yourself? And Mars really gets you to ask that question. Then the end of the month, we focus on the Taurus energy. We have the sun moving into Taurus on the 19th. And then our new moon, our Taurus new moon, is happening on the 27th of April. Taurus is the traditionalist as an archetype energy. And this energy really likes stability. It wants you to ask the questions of, how do you create the foundation for yourself that is stable? What does tradition mean to you? What do you like? And most importantly, Taurus asks you to question what you value. Every type of value, to what is happening with your money, what are the possessions that you have, as well as the things that you are doing in your life, the people that you are hanging around with, the choices that you have made. Do they align with your values? How in integrity are you with yourself? And I believe that this is becoming more and more of a fundamental question to ask, because we're seeing so much of a divide in what people believe to be their truth. And one of the things that's becoming tricky is to stand in your truth and not be concerned about the impact that it could have on relationships, in your workspace, in your career, all these different places where we are really being asked to question our ability to hold on to what we value. In your personality blueprint, where your Taurus resides gives you a clear indication of how you manage your money, how you manage your relationship with food, with your valuables, all those different kind of things, and also how you hold on to your integrity when life is pulling you in so many different directions. If you understand those low self-esteem traits, then you can have a glimpse into what you may unconsciously do And Taurus also shows us where we could go into the place of survival mode. And there's a lot of survival going on. So it could be a really helpful one for you to pay attention to. If you want to have a much more personal approach to using what I am giving, then please get in touch with me. It's all unfolding in the Radical Self Awareness group. It is really not expensive to be there. I have done it in such a way that it's equivalent to going out for a fancy dinner, and when you've gone through the month and you've added up all of your cappuccinos, or you've added up maybe the cocktails that you've had along the way, or the takeout that you've had along the way, it equates to a lot of that. So it also gives you the opportunity every month to take some of the money that you have and to put it towards yourself, to actually show yourself some level of value in this consistent working with yourself. And you have me all the time in that WhatsApp group. I'm 100% available to you. You can also reach out to me afterwards, and there is an option to add coaching sessions into the radical self-awareness work that you do. So reach out to me, especially if you're curious and you want to chat. Just let me know. It's what makes me most purposeful, and my wish is that you are navigating yourself to feeling purposeful in every moment of your day. Wishing you a beautiful April.